Okay, are we ready? Let's do this. Our first step. Okay, this is going to be just rationalization of polynomials. Okay? So what that means is we're going to make them into ratios. Okay? So first thing is the ratio already, but now we got to factor them up so we can cut them down, so we can in other words reduce them, just like any other fraction. Okay? Just like any other fraction, you have like 6 over 4. And what you really have is 2 times 3 over 2 times 2. You cut these out, you got 3 over 2. Same thing. Okay? So, what we're going to do is use our 5-step method. And every time, we'll figure it out. And then we'll also remember our formulas. So I'll have to rewrite our formulas. Okay? One key thing you want to remember is that you cannot have 0 in the bottom. So at some point we're going to want to make sure that this bottom equation does not equal 0. Okay? You can't have 0 in the bottom. Okay? So let's do this. We break it up. Our first step is GCF. So we're just doing the top. The first step is GCF, right? But there is none. So our second step is the star variable, right? So, and parentheses. So we do that. Parentheses. There's no star. That means there's no 5th step. So now we just have to worry about 3 steps. 2, 3, and 4. Okay? So we got our variable. We have our parentheses. Pretty simple. Straightforward. Okay? So our next step. 3. So bring up the first sign, put it in there. Okay? Now, we look at the second sign, and remember, if the second sign is a positive, then that's a sum, or it's the same, right? So if it's same, then it's going to be a sum, right? What it means is that if it's positive, then these both are going to be the same. But it's not positive. It's negative. And what does negative mean? Different. Okay? So it's different. So that means that this one is going to be different than this one. So if this one's positive, then this one has to be negative. Okay? Okay. That's the third step, right? And that's called signs. Right? What's my 4th step? My 4th step.
Product and sum.
Product and sum. Product and sum. Okay? Product and sum. So my product is the first times the last, right? Which is 3. And my sum is the middle number, which is 2. Okay? And also, I have to look at what sign that tells me about the sum. This sign tells me about the sum. We're adding a negative with a positive, so we're finding a difference. We're finding a difference. It's a difference for, it's a different one, right? It's different, so we're finding a difference inside the sum. It's really crucial. Alright? So, right off the bat, I need 2 numbers that multiply to be 3. But subtract to be 2.
3 times 1.
Yeah. 3 times 1 is 3, and 3 minus 1 is 2. Okay? Notice how I put it 3, 1. Right? It's very crucial. Big number first. Okay? That way when I plug it back into the formula, it goes 3, 1. Because if I put 1 and then 3, it's going to be wrong. Okay? I want it to be 3 minus 1. to give me a positive 2. Okay? So, that's the top part of the equation. Now it's time to figure out the bottom side. And remember, you could do this 2 ways. Remember, you can always make this equal to x squared plus 0x minus 4, and then do the 5-step method on it. Or you can use your formula. A squared minus b squared is equal to a minus b, a plus b. And all that means, if I'm going to do the formula method, that means I have to put this into the formula. So I have to have them as squared minus squared. I have to have a difference of squares. So is 4 a square? No. What is that still equals 4? 2 squared. So then I'm going to take a look at x squared minus 2 squared. Because that's the same, right, as x squared minus 4. But it's written so I have a square and a square. So now, when I put in my a squared minus b squared equals a minus b, a plus b, then what I have here is a is x, the minus, and the b is 2, and the a is x, the plus, and the b is 2. It's just a formula. I just plug it into the formula. Okay? Great. So now what? Rewrite it. Okay? So I'm going to rewrite it. X plus 3, x minus 1 divided by x minus 2, x plus 2. Oh, great. And I made this problem a little bit off. I should have actually made this x squared minus 1 rather than x. I was thinking something different. So, great.
It's in its prime.
So it's in its prime. Yeah. But what can x not be in this case?
0.
So nothing cancels in this case because nothing is the same as the top.
So that's the answer.
That's the answer. And then what can x not be? Not 0. Remember, if this is 0, then number times a 0 is what? A number times a 0 is 0. So if this cannot be 0. But what's 0 times a number?
0.
0. So this cannot be 0. Okay? So even though, yeah, this is the actual solution, this is done, this is prime, I still have to figure out what x cannot be. And that is x minus 2 cannot equal 0, and x plus 2 cannot equal 0. Okay? So then, x, so plus 2, x cannot equal 2. And in this case, minus 2, x cannot equal negative 2. Okay? So then what? So then I have the equation, I put it back together. This times this, 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 add my like terms, and whoa, holo, there it is, x squared plus 2x minus 3 all over x squared minus 4, whereas x cannot be negative 2 or 2. Okay, that's your answer. But I want to do, hold on 1 second. I got 5 minutes left. I want to do the same problem because I'm already going to load this, right? I'm going to do the same problem, but I'm going to change it a little bit. Do the same problem. And I'm just going to go to x squared minus 2x minus 3 all over, and I'm just going to do x squared minus 1. Okay? So, or, no, I'm going to do x squared minus 9. Why not? We've already did the minus 1. So, x squared minus 9. Okay? So now we break it up again. And this one's going to be really fast to show you how fast this can be. Ready? Parentheses, variable, sign, minus. Okay? This sign tells me that they are different, plus. Okay? So then I have to go, okay, my product is 3, my sum is 2, and they got to multiply to be 3, but add to be 2. So that would be 3 and 1, because this is a difference. Right? So it's 3 minus 1, difference. So, bam, I got 3 and 1. Simple. And then I've got, oh, this is a square, this is a square. What's it a square of? Well, it's the square root of this would be x. The square root of this would be 3. That's a minus. And the conjugate would be plus. Bam, really simple. Really quick. Okay, so I got x minus 3 times x plus 1 all over x minus 3, x plus 3. Now does anyone notice it's something that's similar? But before we cancel, what should we do?
Solve.
Cannot equal.
Or, yeah, cannot equal.
Cannot equal. Okay? So, what can it not equal? X plus 3 cannot equal 0. X minus 3 cannot equal 0. X cannot equal negative 3. X cannot equal positive 3. X cannot equal plus or minus 3. Okay? Or you can have 3, negative 3, comma 3. But you can also use this thing called plus or minus. It means either or. Okay? So, great, we did that part. Now we can do the last step, which is what? Come on now. Something looks alike.
Cross cancel.
Cross cancel. Yeah, remember, just like 6 over 3, or, sorry, I did 4 last time, right? 6 over 4 was equal to 2 times 3 over 2 times 2. Now last time I canceled these two. Can I cancel these two this time? Yeah, it doesn't matter, right? It's multiplication. I can do it any way I want. So, now it equals 3 over 2. Same thing here. Blink, blink. Oops. Oh, can't do that. Sorry about that. Blink, blink. Because they're both minus. X minus 3, x minus 3. Sorry about that. So, I can cancel them out. They're exactly the same. Right? So they cancel. My answer is x plus 1 over x plus 3, whereas x cannot equal plus or minus 3. Pow. Hopefully 15 minutes. Ka-tow.